I've gotten so many requests from men to make this video, and I figured why not? I've been cheated on so much in 49 years, and I've always called them. I've never had them come up and be like, Cash, there's something I really need to talk to you about. Shit, you always got to catch them. Now, there's two things that you need to understand and plan in your mind before you can actually catch your woman cheating. First of all, you got to swallow your ego. We all like to think that when our woman first saw us on that first date, she felt this overwhelming rush of love, and she was like, oh my God, this is literally what I've been waiting on my entire life. Bro, you're not a 1 in a million Aaliyah song. I don't care if she sent it to you. She didn't mean it. You're 1 in 25. She dated like 20, 25 dudes before you. All they wanted was one thing. They didn't want to have a relationship with her. She found you seemed interested in her, you were decent looking, you had a good job, you lasted longer than 5 minutes. She was like, why not? I can build off this. That's reality. Second of all, you have to understand the mentality of why women cheat more than men these days. It's because men are not addicted to a woman's affirmation. We're not. Women, on the other hand, have been socially programmed to need male affirmation since the creation of social media. That's why they always post pictures. That's why they post the TikTok videos. Has nothing to do with their friends and family. Has nothing to do with making them feel good about themselves. It's because internally and subconsciously they are addicted to male affirmation. And that's the problem that creates cheating. Because in the beginning of the relationship, you're giving her all the affirmation she could ever need. You want to spend time with her. You're telling her how beautiful she is. That new honeymoon phase, that spark, that passion is there. So she doesn't need outside affirmation because you're taking care of business. But the problem is we're dealing with reality here. We're not talking about unicorns. That cannot be sustained. We have to work. We have to take care of kids. We have problems. We have bad days. We can't always be that man that makes her feel good about herself. And that's when the problem arises, because women confuse love with the affirmation that a man gives her in the beginning of the relationship, and that is why she cheats. Now, this is how you catch them. Men, we've been manipulated into believing that if we go through a woman's phone, we're insecure. If I park my car out in a sketchy-ass parking lot that's full of a bunch of thieves that are constantly checking it out, and I have to go into work, am I insecure if I'm constantly looking out the window and checking on my car, or am I intelligent? Now, for most women, decent head on their shoulders, you only get one shot at catching them cheating, my friend. If you were one of those dipshits that went through her phone and it was some petty stuff that she could easily explain, bro, you have blown your cover, okay? From that point on, everything will be deleted. Every T will be crossed, every I will be dotted. Now, this is how I've always caught them cheating, and I do this 2 or 3 times a week. I call it a quick phone sweep. I try to get in and out of her phone as quickly as possible to decrease my chances of actually getting caught. The first thing I do when I open it up, doesn't matter if it's Apple or Android, I'll go to her text messages and I'll try to create a text message. It'll bring up a list of people she texts a lot. If you see a name up there and there's no text messages underneath it, that's probably the guy she's cheating on you with. Another small mistake women make is they'll delete the message, but they'll leave the tab open. So when I go through the phone, I'll minimize one of the tabs so I can see all the other tabs. If I see some sort of messaging service and I click on it and there's no recent messages, I know that she was on it and she deleted the message. Another thing I like to check that women can't control is I like to go in their settings. Again, doesn't matter if it's Apple or Android, and then I'll hit their battery, then I'll go to battery usage, and then I'll look at their apps and how long they've been on them. If she's been acting a little funny for a few weeks and all of a sudden her activity increases on a social media platform, I know that the guy that she's talking to is probably on that social media platform. If there's some kind of new messaging service that you haven't seen before and it has very little usage, that's probably what she's using to communicate with. If you see that her email usage has went up from the past week or month, then she's probably communicating with him on email. I mean, it's that simple. Now, I'm not making this video to create paranoia among men. I will tell you honestly, regardless of what the world says, all women do not cheat. That's a bold-faced lie. If a woman truly loves you with all her heart, you're good, you're bad, you're ugly, bro, you are providing something for her that no other man in this world can give her, and you're locked in. But there's too many women that, again, confuse the affirmation you give them beginning of the relationship with love. And their intentions are pure in the beginning, but the problem is, it's like that song says, every good girl is good until all the good is gone. And once your affirmation is gone, so is her loyalty.